back, everybody, to the podcast. Call a Brother is back once again for another episode for you. We're now on Facebook, everybody, and then eventually, maybe when you're hearing this, we'll be on Spotify. So we're appreciative of all the positive feedback coming out, and it's been a long time since I've seen these brothers, and I miss them and I love them. How's it going, fellas?
Oh, it's going good.
Great, man.
Welcome back.
Glad to be back, man.
What you been up to? It's been a long time. Mike, what have you been doing?
Man, I've been working, man. Got a new promotion, new gig, man. Started a new career, so I've just been trying to wrap my head around all that and trying to learn what I can to continue to move forward.
Nice. All right. New job.
Everything's been going good. Yeah.
Jesse, what you been doing?
Man, I just been missing my boys, man.
I know,
Nice
we don't
to
do this
see
enough.
You, man, nice to see you. Man, I miss my boy Mike, his little brown eyes. Man, I miss the locks. You know what I'm saying? From my boy Jamal, man. What you using over there, Vidal?
I am a little.
Okay.
A little wax. I got some.
Okay. Glad to be back, man.
You okay, Mike?
No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not in a good mood. I feel like I'm being rejected by my boys.
We are not rejecting.
We are not rejecting you.
Okay,
man.
before we press record.
It's been too many times. No, it's. What do you mean before we press record? Is this recording?
Yes, it's recording, but I'm saying to the people listening, before we press record, Mike was having a sense of kind of a pity party about how nobody wants to hang out with him.
No, it's not a hangout.
Here for him,
it's everybody always busy, and then it's not the same, man. You guys are changing, but I'm happy that
we're changing.
You guys are
changing.
Your boy is still here, man.
Nah, man.
We are both still here.
We ain't going nowhere.
We talk practically every day via email.
It's okay.
We ask each other how we're doing.
I'm in my
We
feelings
should all
right
get together and go see a movie or something.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
How about some bowling or some skee ball?
Yeah, definitely some bowling.
How about you invite me to that one day
Okay.
and not cancel or change it or something else come up?
I will make sure.
Okay, go on with the podcast. On with the podcast. I'm not in a good mood. I'm not really feeling this right now.
Oh my goodness! Can it not come across on the microphone?
No, I'm good. I'm good. We're gonna
Don't worry about it. Once you get
talk
into
about
your segment, I know you're gonna
relationships.
get it
That's what
together,
we're gonna
man.
do today.
Okay, talk us through some relationships, man. What are you going to talk about?
Well, we're going to talk about some of the most common damaging factors in relationships and some of the things that I feel that are that may destroy relationships. So, a few of the things that we have.
Yeah, because I need to hear this, man. With me starting a freshly new.
Now, you talking
relationship
wise
right.
with couples, or you talking because right now you're about us, so we're not being
now,
good
I don't
boys.
want to talk about y'all right now. We could talk about y'all off the air.
Two women and a man,
the
or
things that I gotta say to y'all is not going to be the things I want everybody to hear.
Okay.
On the podcast.
So
I'm really upset about that.
Okay.
Well, maybe we'll have a different section about friend relationship.
Nice and not show me being really upset about that, but I am. It's hurting me to the core. It's hurting my heart.
Gotcha.
But today I'm gonna talk about relationships.
We're here to heal you, man. We're here to heal you.
Couples, relationships in your marriage, and just some of the damaging factors that this article gave us. So one of the things is moving through life at different speeds, and I think if we could talk to each one as I read them. You let me know your take. But compatibility issues, communication issues, narcissism, relational abuse, life habit abuse, grown apart, boredom, staleness, or rut, or money issues. So out of that list and out of those topics, you guys, what do you think is some of the most damaging? Which one do you think holds a high priority of what can really cause a relationship to fall and to get?
No sex.
Sex definitely a big one.
Well, sex is not listed.
It didn't make the list.
Here. It didn't make the list, but there's more items.
Sounds like they're not in a relationship.
The sex is a big factor.
Because is that the only?
No, I mean it's not. You know what I hear? A major one is money.
I think it's like 70% of it.
I would say 73.
73. Okay.
So if you ain't okay.
Okay. No.
So what else?
Now
I think money can be
a big one.
A situation. I try my best when me and my missus is talking. Hey, baby. You know what I'm saying? To let it be known.
Like she listened to this podcast.
We will not have any money arguments. No money, you know what I'm saying, debates about anything. If something don't get paid or something, we can't pay something. We just stick together and think positive.
So you think money fixes relationships?
I think money harms relationships.
Ooh. They say, what is it? I think statistically speaking, like 75% $1,000 as like the peak happiness with like revenue or something like that. Like if you make yearly 75, anything more, you're not getting happier, and anything less, your happiness goes down. What do you think of that number?
I disagree because I ain't got 75K, but I'm happy.
Ooh.
But we don't know what my lady.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get her in here. We'll get her in here to talk about it.
So what do you guys think about moving through life at different speeds? What do you think that means? Do you mean that one person is you saw eye to eye when you got together, and then things change? And why do you think some of those things change? And what do you do in your relationship when you want to bring those things back? And I'll share for myself, because I've always said to my wife of 20-something years that I don't feel like I romance her.
I think you're just throwing that in our face.
Yeah,
man.
really.
I'm not throwing it here. I'm just giving the background of my
years,
story.
20 years relationship.
I'm just giving the background of my story, but I feel that I don't romance her as much as I probably could or should, or come up with enough ideas and be spontaneous. And I'll take that charge. That's me. But I feel that sometimes maybe I might be moving at a different speed, and maybe she is too, and we just
not connecting
in that way. Or maybe it's just that I need to do more of that and take myself out of it. So what do you guys think when it comes to romancing your lady, romancing your wife, and just some of the things that aren't as fun anymore, and you get stale or you get bored? How do you bring that fire back?
Well, for me, I think of it as like, how like artists, like singers, have to reinvent themselves for every album.
They do.
So for me, I try to do that when it come to romance. This week you might walk past, I may smack you on your and say, "Hey, baby."
Is that romantic?
Of course, she loves it.
Not for every woman.
That,
Or Harvey Weinstein.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Louis C.K. here.
Okay.
And then the next week, I may even surprise her. I know this is gonna surprise y'all, but I may send her.
I don't know if you want to say
something from a boutique, some flowers or something.
And see, that's nice, and that's something I could do. And I think a lot of times I get caught up in, because we joint account, we spend our money together. Yeah. So a lot of times it doesn't, it's kind of like, oh, I'm gonna do this for you, and then it'd be like, oh, well, you took this money out to do this. So she it's not really no element of surprise.
Because she sees the account.
Account. So where are these flowers? Oh, he just spent these flowers for me. So the element, loses the element.
The good thing about edible arrangements is when you call them to put the order in, you can actually talk to them about making the purchase look like something else.
See?
That's a good idea. How about this?
You finally said something smart.
I think he said
now, why you didn't tell me that, like, 4 months ago?
I think he says that on occasion.
I thought
is this true, or are you making this up?
No, I made it up.
You suck.
I thought it was
I knew it. I thought it was real too. See, you still ain't helping. You still ain't helping me be more romantic.
Man, why not just bubble baths, man? It's the simplest things for me to say.
How about this, though?
Some people don't like bubble baths, man. Everybody don't like baths. If you're worried
about the account, though, you can get, if she doesn't mind you going to the ATM and getting cash. You may think it's little, but you get cash. You still want to buy online things. You can put those cash on like Visa credit cards.
Yeah, prepaid credit card. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I can probably do that. And
that takes a lot of effort, but
And that's the problem with me. I don't think I put enough effort. But maybe I do, maybe I don't. But that's the feeling that I get. It might not be the feeling that she has, but I get that feeling that I don't put enough effort. And maybe I'm not speaking that love. Maybe that's not our love language.
Ooh, there we go.
And as we went through the love language book, and there is a book out there for couples and relationships called The Love Language, a really good book. But it goes through the different languages of your spouse, and it'll teach you if your spouse is a giver, a taker, or likes gifts, or don't like. But check out the book. It's a really good book. But I feel that I'm more of a gifter, or I like gifts, so she'll provide some gifts, and she's more of a quality time.
Okay.
And like I was telling these guys before I got here, that they were taking a lot of my time tonight.
Oh my goodness!
They waited too late to start, but that's okay.
We didn't. We were discussing. Why you going? Jeez.
The later, the better, man.
The what is it?
I'm sorry, babe.
The Ides of March is over, so you can pull the knives out of our back.
I know,
Brutus. Okay, man.
Thank you.
I want to say, when you said moving through life at different speeds, okay, we've all seen that show Insecure, right? You seen that?
Yes.
Okay, No?
Yes.
HBO show?
Yes.
Do you remember how the boyfriend, I forget his name.
Yeah, how she played the boyfriend. Yes,
well, he was moving at a different speed, right?
That's
he was
right.
smart,
That's more
capable,
what I was thinking.
That's very good.
Yes.
but she was being successful. She was going out and
She's
doing
at
things.
another speed.
Right.
Yeah, she was moving at a
She
different-
wanted him to
Be
meet
there.
up,
Right.
be there,
Right.
and it took him a while to get there.
Yes, and so that was a big harshness on their relationship. And so in our lives, sometimes like my wife will be hitting it as far as success goes at the school. She's a teacher, and then I'll be like, my area and my, for my job is, they're cracking down on stuff, but making it work, it can be work.
Okay.
Without getting too crazy with it.
Okay. And last, and I'll make it quick. I know it's been a little time, but what about communication issues? Do you guys see a lot of communication? Because a lot of
Yes.
times
Yes.
we don't necessarily see eye to eye on
We want our
everything.
spouse to be a
and
mind
do you
reader.
get this?
Right.
I told you this already, and then you're like,
I don't
no,
remember.
you didn't tell
Yeah.
me, but I did tell you. No, you didn't tell
I'm
me.
so glad I'm not the only one that
I
went
get
through
all
that.
that.
I get that all the time.
Okay, so it must be.
I said make a right, and you made a left, and I'd be like, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was gonna end the world, but
I felt
okay.
like my wife is like, we're sitting in a quiet car and she'll start laughing and go, I know, right? And I'll be like, I didn't say anything. And then she's like, oh, I thought you just agreed with me. So I think she has conversations that she thinks I'm having with her.
but you're not there.
I'm not there.
And not
Right.
present.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Right,
I
right.
agree.
Definitely agree with that also.
Yeah, so communication is big. And I've made the mistake of thinking that my wife's a mind reader, If I'm doing a little chore play, quote unquote, and, she comes home to a clean house or whatever.
Expecting some loving.
Yeah, I'm like, hey,
right
honey,
there with
how
you.
about, everything's done.
Hook
Girls
up,
in the
hook
bed.
up.
And she's
Right.
like, nope, I ain't feeling it tonight.
Right.
I can't expect her to think that I've been planning this all day
Right.
and then be immediately upset with her when she shut me down.
All right. So give me some ideas of how to fix the communication issue. Jesse, give me your take.
Normally, what I do is if we got a communication problem and I know it's going to turn into a big argument, I actually set up a romantic mood. I may get, a little single candle, some yak, sit back,
You were really painting a picture.
have a discussion about something nice at first, and then I just maybe slightly bring it in like, well, when I was talking about this situation and you took it the wrong way.
And
now
that's
I got
how
that-
that's
now
how
I got
you
this.
that's how smooth you go to it.
Because when you
It's-
tell her she's wrong about something, I don't imagine my significant other sliding off
I
their seat.
don't never tell her she's wrong.
Okay.
I just said maybe you misunderstood.
So your
You know.
approach is just like what you're
Right,
conveying
because
right now.
everything
This
in my
is your
mind,
approach.
Everything in my mind is considered a coochie coupon. So I have to make sure it's said right, so I can put that coupon in my wallet, so I can pull it out later.
Oh, so
You
you're
know, so
making
you have
deposits in the love bank,
Yes,
hoping to
that's
cash out later.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
All right, well,
I'm
good.
all in, I'm
I
all
mean,
about deposits in
I'm
the
all
love
for
bank.
trying different things.
Yes. Never
Would you
seen-
try that? Yak and a candle?
No.
No.
Why
Don't try
not?
that.
Not next to each other. That's kind of fun.
It'll work. It'll work. You'll be
No.
Get you in
surprised.
the mood, throwing some music.
We'll see.
You would call me and I'd be like, "What you doing, Mike?" I'm just thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Yeah,
I
okay.
appreciate it.
All right. Okay. I could try that. But yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, man. Did you have more you want to go into on Mike?
No, I'm good. That was we hit some good topics there. I mean, there was another one about growing apart. and
Let's get into that,
boredom.
Yeah, I definitely want to get into that one.
Because you're 20 years in, all right? How do you keep it spicy?
Yes. So I'm trying to get to 20 years. Enlighten me.
Man,
What? I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the
the
spot
silence. No, it's not. It's not spot, man. It's it's work.
here. It is.
It's a lot of work,
Yes.
man. We constantly try to do as many date nights we can do, and just have some time to talk. It's difficult, man, when you have kids and they're involved in a million things, man, and then you got your job. But right now, since I don't really have any friends, I probably can put more time.
Back it up.
Focus.
Back it up. What do you mean you ain't no friends? Who's sitting across the table from you right now? Jeez.
No,
It
it's
took a minute for me to catch that.
Yeah.
No.
He was jabbing
Oh,
right
he
there.
got us.
No,
I'm
no,
talking
it's-
about
I
us.
thought I was his friend.
No, I'll tell everybody out there, man. It's a work in progress, and you have to continue to date and act like you guys first met, but you get lost sometimes, and you don't do that,
Yeah.
and it gets bored, and it'll get stale, and you'll feel rejected. She'll feel rejected, but it's something that you have to constantly work on, and it's tough work.
No different
I'm
than a
just gonna be
single
honest.
life. Okay.
It's
They
tough.
say like when the empty nest hits too. Like when you fall into that boredom and staleness, when there are no kids to occupy your time, do you realize you feel like you've been living with a complete stranger?
Right. Well, I can see that happening if you're not friends first and you don't really know. But I feel like with me and my wife, when the kids are grown and gone, I think that'll probably allow us to have more time
To do the
together
fun things.
to just do stuff. Hey, what we doing today? We're gonna go see a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody has basketball, volleyball, soccer tonight, so we'll just go. Hey, we're gonna go to a movie and dinner. We can go 3 or 4 times a week and be fine and have that time. So
Nice.
it'll be different for us because she's my friend and I love her.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things that I think will be a little bit better for us. So.
Another thing I like to bring up, I think that we're forgetting is, I think sometimes an argument is not a bad thing. I think it can bring growth along in a relationship if it's done right.
Okay.
So I've just having a discussion with my lady a few days ago where an argument may have happened, and she's taking it one way. I just able to sit her down like, it's an argument. It happens. It's a part of life. You know, like breathing, like everything else.
You're getting deep on us.
You got to take it is like watering a plant that's just starting to grow. So it's just
is this an argument? A plant?
Sometimes, a plant could be dying, or it could be. Maybe that was a bad analogy.
No, I mean, it's only bad if you think. I mean,
we
it made your point.
But my point is,
you're saying you have to argue that builds fire and growth by arguing.
Fire, it definitely can build fire.
What if you're not the arguing type?
Non-confrontational is what they call themselves.
Is that what it is?
When they're non-confrontational, you don't want to fight. They much rather. But see, I knew someone who was in a relationship for 30 years, non-confrontational. She just let him do what he wanted to do. 30 years into the marriage, she realized that she didn't know who she was.
Exactly.
She did everything he liked.
Right.
She was like on his bowling team, going fishing with him. She didn't like to do any of those things.
Right.
Because she didn't want to fight about it. When she said, "Hey, I'm an individual. I kind of want to do some fun things I want to do," he said, "Who are you?"
Because he didn't know.
Yeah, you never fought with me. You never told me you didn't like this stuff.
That's the point I'm trying to make right there. That sometimes you may get into an altercation. Just don't take it to the point where it's a bad thing.
Yes.
Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own approach about things. So,
I value your
all
opinion.
my fans out there in the world. Just remember, man, arguing also can bring success to a relationship.
Oh, there we go. Bow on it. There we go.
Wrap it up and throw it in the trash.
There we go.
Perfect.
So, I like this momentum we got, guys. So we're just going to keep going with the segments here. Next, thank you for that, Mike. That was really good.
Yes,
hopefully,
amazing,
some people out there got
and
something.
I miss you,
from
man.
that. Yes, we do miss you.
I'm getting
Mike.
lost in those brown eyes of yours, man.
Stop saying that.
He hates when you say that, actually. Okay, today, for the teaching tech moment, we're going to go into, and I was telling the gentleman about this, security cameras for the home, in particular, because I think I mentioned this earlier on, but I have in my home an Amcrest security camera home setup, and what it is, it's a standalone camera. You can get 1 or 6. You can put them in your house with easy setup. On sale, they cost about $60, and you can put them anywhere. I wouldn't recommend them put them in the bedroom because you don't want to film anything on accident.
I think they belong in the bedroom.
I know you do. So I looked at you when I said it.
Yes.
I said, why don't you put cameras in the bedroom? No, it's a 1080p camera, has a 90-degree field view, and it allows you to record on micro SD cards, so you don't have to be dedicated to the network. What I really like, and my wife likes about it too, we put one in the kids' room, so when they're in there playing, we got a camera in there, and we can access it from our phones, from anywhere, not just your home, but through your LTE network on your smartphone. And we can check on the kids and make sure they're doing okay in the room. We don't leave the house while they're in the room, but we're on the other side of the house. It's good to see what they're doing.
So you don't go to Walmart or something and just watch the kids?
No, they ain't left the room yet. There's not a lot of movement in there. Where'd they go?
You don't cage them in and then just kind of watch as you go get gas.
Yeah, I don't do
that's
that.
good. That's
CPS
a good. You're a good father.
I got a very important, serious question about this camera.
Let's hear it.
So, just happened to see if it's in the room.
Uh-huh.
It's pitch black.
Gotcha.
Is there a night vision just in case you need to see some things?
There is night vision
That's
built
what I'm
in on the
talking
camera,
about.
and it auto comes on too. So when it has a sensor and it determines that it reaches the threshold of no light in the room, the night sensor catches the night vision and comes on.
See, that's perfect for me because, we all hate those situations where in the bed, the kids may be gone, for the weekend, and the wife wakes up like, I hear some noise downstairs. It's pitch black, and
oh yeah,
we act manly, but on the inside we like.
I don't want to go downstairs.
So now I can just hit the camera. And
turn it up.
That's good, baby. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. It's a guy coming in, but
no,
without
you just
left.
get up. You still just get up. You Mr. Player, suave.
I appreciate that.
So then you just need to get up.
Have you not heard "Loving Not a Fighter"?
Check your phone. I'm just gonna, babe. Let me check the IP real quick and see.
I mean, you don't want to leave that comfortable nestle
the bed
spot
is warm,
right?
I don't want to leave it. I'm the big spoon now,
right?
No, but setup is really easy, and I'm not going to go into too much detail. But straight out of the box, it has a QR code on the back that you scan with your phone's camera. It does all the work. It says, "What's your Wi-Fi network?" You tell it. It does some more work, and then you're online. You can see through the camera, and it works seamless. You can control the camera, and it has a two-way radio on it, too. So I can touch a little microphone on my phone and tell the kids, hey, Ray, it's time to go into bed, and go ahead. And
oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
Oh, that is the
how
best
much?
part.
How much? On sale, $60. Not on sale, you're looking about $75 to $90.
60 for one camera?
One camera.
Does it record?
It records.
It records.
You can.
Oh.
It
Did
records
you miss that
now.
part of the podcast?
I did
Yes,
say
that's
it.
the best important part.
He
I need
said
one
it.
for the bedroom. I missed it.
No, that's okay. There's a little
See?
anger still coming out of Mike. Hey,
This-
Mike, we are
this-
here for you,
I'm
Mike.
angry.
This fight is part of our growth.
Shut up. Can't stand you, man.
Oh man,
You're changing.
no, he's
I don't
not.
even know who you are.
He's the Jesse we
I
know and
am.
love.
I don't know who
Same
this man
person.
is. Nope, he's changing.
To put a bow on it with this camera, we keep it on vacations too. So you go on vacation, Mike. I know you go on vacations regularly with the family.
Sometimes, yes.
You can set the camera for motion detection and have it facing the door or the windows. I wouldn't do the windows because with the leaves blowing and stuff, it'll constantly. But it can ping your phone. So we have ours facing the door, and anytime there's movement, luckily there hasn't been, our phone will say there's been movement, and it auto records and immediately sends you what's happening at that moment. And it records on the SD card, and you have a full-on view on what's happening via your cell phone.
Okay.
See, the best part about the recording to me is you get to critique yourself.
Oh.
Once everything.
I think you're still back in the bedroom, right?
Oh yeah.
You're looking
Never
at your
left. I'm
motions.
sorry, I never left. My bad.
There'll
Ain't
be
no
different
infrared or anything gonna see you in the bedroom. So,
We're going to have a different podcast.
They're gonna see your teeth.
I think he's talking about how dark he is.
You be looking
His
like
teeth and
Chester,
eyes.
you be looking like Chester the cat
It's
up
like
in there.
bouncing teeth and eyes.
Shut up.
All right. But that's our teaching tech moment for the day.
Teaching tech moment.
If you're interested in the camera,
Teaching
there
tech
is a link
moment.
to the cameras. You guys, that was a great song. A link to the camera in the show notes if you're interested in getting one.
I definitely got to get one.
Okay, good. Well, we're gonna end it with our fan favorite piece here, where Mr. Jesse goes on about hey, if you get see what you guys don't see is Mike's throwing his arms up again.
It's okay, man. You're a part of the
How's
best
he a
segment,
fan
too.
favorite?
People like when we go into discussions about arguing. This is the most like we get into as of late with previous episodes.
Well, we gonna argue more on my relationship stuff then.
No, don't argue for the for
Whatever.
the likes.
Since argument makes
before
stuff
that-
better.
No, people just they like our discussion is what I'm saying.
Before
Okay.
that, I actually got a vent. About public bathrooms and people when you coming in there.
Okay.
So as the man's bathroom,
Okay.
it's
I wouldn't
always
expect you
about.
to speak for the women, but
It's
okay.
always
But yeah,
about,
who goes to the public bathrooms though? Let's answer that.
I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
you gotta go home.
I mean, you may be 30 miles away from home.
Now, if you're in a situation where you gotta go that bad and you ain't near home, then you should have went before you left.
I mean, I know people that then went and had Mexican food and it didn't agree
That's
with them.
true. You
immediately.
Mexican,
No,
Chinese,
that's true. Well,
like,
then don't eat that crap.
Chinese will get you too sometimes.
Right. So my problem is if I'm in a stall and there's 4 other stalls open, you don't have to come sit next to me. And what happened to flushing during the moment?
See, the courtesy flush.
Well, yes, it's like we just become animals now. It's just
Same with
we're
urinals. Same with movie theaters. Now, in
Yes.
movie theaters, we're supposed to choose our own seat. If I get to the movie first and I'm in the middle and I know there were no other seats and you come in and you sit right next to me,
They wanted to be in the middle too. It's no big deal.
No, it's a row in front of me and a row behind me. The guy that wanted to go to the bathroom wanted to sit next to somebody because they didn't want to be alone.
I need to be alone during that time. This is an alone moment.
like if he hears you in pain, do you see the hand go underneath the stall? Like, hey man.
Well, what if you get in a situation that ain't no tissue and you need somebody to
pass
help
you one?
That's the perfect.
So maybe
that's the
that's
perfect reason why there needs to be space to the next. Toilet, because I may need to do the penguin walk real quick around to grab the toilet.
Gosh,
I don't want you to
too much, man.
I don't want a man to
that's
hand.
not too much.
Just go to the bathroom at home.
So you've never been in a situation where it hit you?
No, I don't eat a bunch of garbage.
Oh, that's what it
like
is.
This guy next to me. So when you don't eat like that, then you can plan your poops at the same time every time.
I am sorry. I like
you a random
pizza.
You a random
on it and
yeah, he just and ice cream.
You lost me.
Look, he got pizza, shrimp, and ice cream, and then he followed up with some peanuts.
Don't get mad at me because I like my hot Cheetos with some vanilla
hot Cheeto, flaming hots.
That is a recipe for bathroom.
Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, all in one bowl, and then worried about where you got to go to the bathroom.
You see me in that toilet, do not come next to me. Please go the next seat open.
Words to live by.
And
here.
do a courtesy flush, because I will.
Okay, good. Okay, man, we're gonna go into your section. Okay, you're gonna talk to us about movies and music this week. Okay.
Yes,
okay,
and
so
of course,
this is the movie everybody's been talking about.
The movie that everybody's been talking about is Black Panther.
Yeah,
with,
Wakanda Forever.
Chad Broswick, few other people. We're gonna start off first.
Yeah.
With I don't understand what was the big hoopla about the movie. Don't get me wrong.
You're making a lot of enemies right now. People are taking off their headphones.
The movie was okay. It was okay, but it was not amazing. It was not.
How many stars, Jesse?
Something at 2.5.
2,
maybe 2.
2.5 stars. I am going to have to, and I hate to do this.
Don't do it. Don't undercut that.
I hate to side with him. I hate to agree with him.
We're best friends. That's what we.
I don't know. You changed.
He's been changing that tune for the whole conversation.
I will agree. I don't think it was as good as they made it out to be. Now, mind you, it was successful. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
The characters, I get it.
Yeah.
But the story for me, the acting for me,
the acting was bad.
Was bad to
me.
The acting was bad.
Not bad. I've seen bad acting.
Was bad.
The acting was bad, bro.
Okay.
Who was good?
Okay, we've discussed this. Okay, we like old girl that plays Michonne, right? She kind of
Michonne was good,
but she's an actress.
Okay. Oh, so actresses acting well. Whoa.
That's exactly my point. But go ahead. Who's next?
Okay, 13-year-old girl.
Oh, brilliant. She was amazing. She was amazing.
Right?
She was amazing.
Okay.
That's 2.
Michael B. Jordan?
I think it seemed like he was held back. He was just a basic villain. He didn't kill anybody important.
Seemed like Fruitville Station all over again.
Fruitville Station.
That was rough. That was
that was
a little rough.
He died in that movie, and he died in Black Panther. I mean,
it was. I just think for him to be that villain and that good of an actor, and Creed was amazing. I don't know how you two felt about that, but I liked
Creed.
I really like Creed, and even him in The Wire. You know, you can see that he can actually act.
He can act.
And it just seemed like for him to be that villain, it wasn't enough fighting. He didn't kill anybody that mattered.
He didn't put enough into the role, man. I'm sorry.
What could he have done better, though? I mean,
he could have acted better.
I thought he acted I thought he was one of the few that actually acted okay.
I want to get it. I want to know how many people.
that was the line everybody was saying. Hi, auntie.
Yeah,
that was everybody's go-to.
I just think it was the acting could have been better.
I thought,
but I'm not an actor.
I thought Chad was basic with what it wasn't enough fighting.
Okay, so let's break down the fighting scenes. Okay, you had
it was 2.
No, it wasn't.
It was 2.
It was 2.
So you wanted more one-on-one fighting.
You gave me what?
You had 3. Okay,
an hour and a half movie, an action movie,
2 fights,
and you only give me.
It was 3 fights.
Ooh, 3. One more than 2.
Are you talking about the one that?
It was 2 in the waterfall, and then the ending fight, I believe.
Okay,
but we had action scenes. We had a chase scene. We had a bar fight scene. At the casino.
I mean, who was really fighting?
The girls were fighting.
And
big war at the end.
But it was a Black Panther movie. Why wasn't he doing most of it? And why does he got women fighting for him in the first place?
I thought he was
the
hero.
If you think about it, he really wasn't on the screen a lot.
If I have any
as
critique,
Black
I don't
Panther.
feel like he
Yes.
was. But then again, that's Marvel's MO. In the last couple of Iron Man movies, he was like Tony Stark playing Iron Man, right? Like
You can't.
it was him without his helmet for the majority of his movies.
But even in that, his character wasn't on. I don't remember him having a lot of time as that character.
I got the.
I don't know.
I got the biggest question for you two guys.
Let's hear it.
Was Black Panther better than Deadpool and Ant-Man? I think not.
Absolutely not.
If we put it in the Marvel universe, okay, I don't think that we can compare them like that.
I think Marvel. They're superheroes. Both superheroes.
They're both superhero movies. But okay, Ant-Man. Did you say Ant-Man?
Yes.
Ant-Man was a heist movie. Okay,
He
it was. You could argue there wasn't enough fighting in Ant-Man. It was one fight.
He was
at the
the
end.
size of an ant, and his fight scene was
pretty.
better than any of the fight scenes in Black Panther.
That's because it was unconventional, right?
Yeah.
He was throwing giant toy trains and stuff, and it was
hilarious.
It
but
was better.
Oh.
The
And then-
movie was not that. Luke Cage was better.
Luke Cage was 10 times better than
Luke
Black
Cage
Panther.
was a series. This is a movie where they're trying to encompass everything in 2 hours.
So let me get this right. Luke Cage was a series that made maybe
What's it, 10 episodes?
how much money you think it probably grossed? I'm guesstimating maybe 15 million.
Okay.
And here it is, Black Panther hit $1 billion,
Yeah, it did.
and Luke Cage is better.
I think it's apples and oranges right now.
That argument in Luke Cage with the sorry guys, spoil if you haven't seen Luke Cage yet, but that argument with the two cousins inside the church
Classic.
was amazing. It was not one time.
So good dialogue is what you're saying was lacking
great
from Black Panther.
Exactly. And Luke Cage started off kind of corny. You know, the first 3 or 4 episodes, you was like, okay, this is not looking like a superhero movie. And then by the 6th episode, you just got blown away. And then from there, you were just on a roller coaster ride.
Okay, the dialogue between Michael B. Jordan's father and his uncle when they're talking about black people in the United States needing more help and that Wakanda has the ability to help them. The message they're trying to push through, and so that it paints Michael B. Jordan not as the bad guy, but just a guy who's just trying to help, quote unquote, his people, and how Wakanda's holding back that help. What did you think of that argument?
I don't think it was long enough. I think it didn't have. I gotta agree with Mike. Michael B. Jordan didn't really act too good. That part, I hate to
Which
say
part?
that.
When you met his daddy?
Yeah,
that whole
it should have been.
daddy
It should have been
scene,
way more heartfelt
The
because he walked in and his
trees, the
father was.
dreamscape.
Yeah,
Boo.
I felt like, I mean, he didn't really have a chance to. He didn't have a chance to be emotional with his father.
I'm sorry,
and I think
man.
that scene showed that.
I mean,
Maybe I
He
needed.
said
Maybe
his
I
father
needed,
said,
and
"What? No
even that,
tears for
even
me."
that anger from Michael B. Jordan, it should have been way more anger because
He was screaming. What are you talking about? He was screaming. He said,
Maybe I need to go look at it one more
I
time.
done seen it 2 times and I am not
to
watching
see if
it
it'll
again.
change my view of it. But
No,
like I
it's
said,
not.
it was a beautiful movie, but I don't think
Yes.
it was
Visual,
great.
it was amazing.
I don't think the story and the acting was great. I think it was subpar.
You barely even got to see their country. You know, you got to see little.
you got to see the cityscape of Wakanda. You
Yeah,
got
you
to
got to
see
see-
them when they are walking through the
But-
streets.
Why it should have been fight scenes through the city or through the country? Don't
Why?
you think it should have been?
What
Because
difference
the
would it
country
make?
was working together.
There's no fighting
there's
in
no
Wakanda.
Fighting, no one.
Even at the waterfall scene, it just stayed there. I wanted to see more of
They
the
fought
city.
in the.
You know, I wanted him to throw him through. Like if it was Captain America, even when Captain America and Iron Man fought,
Yeah,
they
They went through
wrecked
that-
shop.
they went through a whole building. I
Yes.
believe.
Yeah, and
And
he
they
didn't
went
really
through
fight
different-
anybody except on that terrible train scene when
So
they
you
were.
saying the train ending fight? Okay, if I have to agree with you one
and-
more
and
time, it would be.
who
I
do you
felt like
think-
that fight could have been not as. It wasn't as hype as I would have liked. I
It
like
wasn't
the
clean.
idea that
it wasn't clean either. A lot of CG, bad with some bad stuff going on.
Oh,
in there,
but with
too.
the train passing
Yeah,
and
the
his,
train
their
passing.
suit like coming off, going on kind of situation.
Yeah, I saw all that. Yeah.
I thought the train won the fight.
The train was the star of that scene.
No, the sister was the star of the whole
Yeah,
show.
the sister was amazing.
Kind of
I would
blew
watch her
everybody
fight
away.
again
She
because
was
her
good.
little fight with the gloves at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just liked her as an actress. I thought
Yes.
she was amazing.
But that's what you're supposed to like
Yes.
because that's good acting.
I got you. So
You see
you
what
don't
I'm
think
saying?
the Black Panther actor?
I don't think he did. What
I don't think he had that
could
many
have
lines.
Did. He didn't have that many
Yes,
lines.
yes.
And and the accent was a little in and out at times.
I am your king now.
Yeah, it was cool, but it was in and out at times. You could tell it was. I don't know, man. This is me. Maybe I need to go see it again and check it out again. But I just thought it was okay. I believe the hype. I understand the hype. It's great.
Have you ever crossed your arms and said Wakanda forever?
No, I have not.
Okay, I got you.
You know,
it's
not a real place. You know, it's not a real place.
I don't want to say it was horrible.
Okay, because I'm not saying it's horrible.
Right, I'm not
I've
saying
seen
that
horrible
either.
movies.
I didn't say it was horrible.
Right, I'm saying it's basic. It was just a basic Marvel movie.
And
you put it on par with.
Go say. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No. What other basic Marvel movies could you say it's on par with?
Before you say that, can I go back to Black Panther and just say one last thing about this?
Say it into the mic, though.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Sorry, I was just kidding. I just wanted to see y'all pause.
Okay.
No, the villain on there, the guy the Claw, was amazing.
You liked him.
Should not have gotten rid of him so soon.
If anybody
should have been back for the next.
Can I tell you this? If anybody would have just tell me the highlights of this podcast right now, the black people didn't do that good, but the one white character was the best. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that.
That's what it sounds like.
Because I said the sister was good.
Okay.
So get it right.
Okay.
I said Michonne was good.
She was good.
I'm just saying, as far as a villain character to bring back for Black Panther 2, he would have been great. Okay. I said he would have. He
would have been great. The Claw would have been.
The Claw was a great. His emotion. I thought he was funny. His funny. He was emotional. The whole jail scene. It was perfect when he was locked up.
Oh, you talking about the interrogation?
The interrogation room. It was great. Mm-hmm. That part, I was like, man, he's.
What
cool.
about Michael B. Jordan? Didn't you like as an antagonist though?
I don't think he didn't get to do nothing
enough, man.
He didn't kill anybody.
He's supposed to be so cold. And he didn't really do nothing with it.
He killed 2 girls. He killed his girlfriend and then he killed one of the guards.
Yeah.
And
when he became Black Panther, he should have been cold. Like it should have been like, this is it now.
I wanted him to.
It was like, okay, I got it for 2 seconds. Came back. I'm dead now.
Okay.
You know, it just didn't. It could have went so much more. It could have been so much more for the first one, but. Like I said, I know a lot of people gonna hate me for saying that it wasn't. I didn't feel like it was the best Marvel movie. No, and I wasn't saying that the white character was the best character.
I
Jamal,
think
I never said that. I don't have a racist bone in my body.
You know, most
how many white friends?
Most people say I got 10. I got 10. All over.
I got 2.
I got peoples.
Craig and Chad.
I got my peoples. But what I'm saying is. I like the actors.
Okay.
And the creativity of the actors and how they got into the character. That's why we watch movies.
That's why we watch movies.
That's why
to
we
be taken away. To be taken to a place.
Taken away to believe that these people transform themselves into these characters. And I did not believe that they did that wholeheartedly.
Okay. I think that's a fair critique.
Watching Captain America, Iron Man, Ant-Man, you know, just Deadpool.
Right.
You walk out actually believing that these characters may exist. Right. You know,
so you don't
when
believe.
I left out watching Black Panther, I just was like, okay, maybe it should have been another superhero in there, you know, that could have brought, I guess, another side. It just wasn't enough.
Okay.
It wasn't enough of everything.
Tony Stark's, Robert Downey made you believe that he was Tony Stark.
Yes.
First Iron Man, he made you believe he was Tony Stark. Spider-Man, Homecoming. Even though it wasn't a good movie, the kid could be Spider-Man.
He was a good Spider-Man.
He was a good Spider-Man. Even though the movie wasn't the best. I liked it, but it wasn't great. But you believe that this kid could be a Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Even your boy that was the villain, Michael Keaton.
I liked him.
Yes, Michael Keaton. Yeah, he killed it.
He killed perfect villain. You believe like, oh man, he got into character, and I just think that like the girl in Black Panther, the younger, his sister, she got into that character.
Yeah,
she embodied.
It felt like she lived in that lab.
She lived in that lab. That's what I think was missing.
Here was another part when I'm saying about good acting. That scene in Homecoming Spider-Man. When Michael Keaton realized that he was Spider-Man, and Spider-Man realized that he was the Vulture.
Yeah.
That whole uncomfortable car ride.
That was different.
You felt the tension.
Yeah.
When they got to fight in Black Panther with Michael B. Jordan and Chad Broswick, and you looked at them, and you looked at them like, okay, they're finally face to face, and your daddy killed his daddy. It's just, I didn't feel it. I really didn't feel it because I'm thinking if I was in their shoes, like your daddy killed my daddy, I gotta kill you.
Okay, I got you. Good. All right, man. Actually, we're going to use this time to take a break, a little music break here, and then we'll come back with your final segment about music.
Oh, yes. We got some good albums to go through.
Yes, a couple of them we just listened to today. So stick with us. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Yes.
Brian Little.
Snap on you. Show out.
He's not going to show up.
He is. He gonna be extra special now. It's gonna all change.
Where do we
Gonna
get
talk all proper.
And I
He gonna talk here. He gonna do all this and see.
What is that? What are you doing?
You gonna wake up?
Open your eyes, Mike.
The emotions make you cry sometimes.
We are recording, actually.
Baby. We are?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't know you hit the button.
I did hit the button. Welcome back, everybody. Mike singing, I guess, is the great opening to this music segment that we're going to finish off the podcast tonight with. What albums do you want us to discuss today, Mr. Jesse?
Let's start off with the new Logic album, Bobby Tarantino 2, the mixtape.
Like it a lot.
Well, I'm glad it's a mixtape because he need to mix that, put it in the garbage.
Oh, my goodness.
Mix
What?
it with some.
Have you noticed these guys
Mix
are
it
hot or
with some-
cold? It's either the best or the worst.
Why would you use
Mix it with
Atari
some-
beats and not have Pharrell straighten it out for? I don't know. what
Pharrell
he's
is not
thinking.
the King Midas of music, okay?
I think right now he's the man that make the best beats next to DJ Khaled, but that's another discussion. But,
I think it will not sell. I don't
You
think it's
think-
very good.
You didn't think? I don't think his last album. I liked his last album, but I don't think it's like one of those like breakdown doors.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
I don't think
You
he's that
talking
kind of
about the
artist.
Everybody
Y'all didn't like the
album or the
last-
Bobby?
No, I liked it. What I'm
Oh.
saying is, I don't think Logic's that artist that like I do it for the stadiums, right? I
Well,
don't think that's him.
I think the only one of his best mixtape was the Odyssey mixtape, which I guess he got with Cartoon Network.
Okay.
I guess he tried to do this again with the Bobby Tarantino too. It's just for me the beats was too Atari.
I liked them.
them.
It sounded good.
we
I liked what
clearly
he was talking
understand
about.
He
that
didn't
you
seem
like
to
Oh,
have.
you really? I can say it again.
I mean, how many times
We
gonna
let
say
you go
it?
into like a 7-minute diatribe about how you don't like Black Panther.
Bro,
Right?
I didn't
say
say
I like
did not
Logic.
like
I
it.
say
Do
I
not
like.
put me out there like
you said
that.
you hated it.
I didn't say I hated it.
I think you said that, and I think you said something about how much you love white people.
That is not. That is.
That's
I
what you
didn't say
said.
anything like that.
You know who I
Kinda
like?
way
The
you-
white guy.
No, I'm just saying. To me, that he was a better character.
Oh, we're not gonna go back to
Yeah,
that.
let's not go back to that.
Okay,
let's
so
talk about
I
this
think
whack
there's
album.
it's 11
Let's talk
tracks,
about
I
this
believe.
whack album
Yes.
that you like.
Yes, 11 tracks. With
11 tracks
11
of nothingness.
Atari
Oh my
beats
gosh.
from games like Pac-Man and Centipede that he tried to rap over.
There was no Centipede and
And-
It was like 8-bit, like you
It
know.
was 8-bit.
ColecoVision
fast.
Beats. It was ColecoVision Beats.
Yeah, they all started to run together. And
No, they
sound the same.
didn't. Oh my gosh!
And
Each
then-
song.
I'll
sounded-
give it another listen for you,
Please do.
just to see if I can find anything out of it.
I don't know
but
too
I
many.
don't think. Hey, I like that sound. From
I
your
don't
pocket.
know too many
That's a
rappers
nice
that
groove.
rap about rappers not liking them and why they should love them. So that kind of threw me off.
Yeah, threw me off too.
Everything's throwing me off today.
Yes.
Everything. Music.
Yeah, things in the background.
background.
Yes. Things happen.
Okay. We just noticed that Mike set his phone down.
Breaking news.
What's your background on your phone, Mike?
My background on my phone.
Your brack?
My background on my phone just happens to be Black Panther. Yeah.
So you're
It just
throwing all
happens
kinds
to
of
be
hate.
Black Panther.
What's
I'm not
that?
hating.
Oh, you're not-
I was excited about the movie as
I knew he
well
didn't really agree with
as
me, man.
everybody in the world, but when I finally saw the movie, I thought it was basic. It wasn't the best Marvel, and it wasn't the best acting. Period.
So my question to you is, why do you still have that on your phone?
Because it's mine.
What do you mean? Because it's
you're
yours.
Black Panther.
No, because I like the costume.
You didn't say that when we was originally.
You didn't say the
talking, like-
costume was good
I
in the
didn't
movie.
think
I like the
costume-
costume.
I didn't think the
never.
costume-
We never talked about the costume, did we?
You said it was some bad CGI.
I said it was beautiful. I said it was bad CGI, bad fight scene. It wasn't enough. Blah blah.
So
blah.
isn't the costume part of CGI?
It is actually.
Okay. I'm kind of confused, man. You had me really thinking
that
we were
this
connecting.
This is why I don't. This is
why we ain't friends no more.
This is why I don't do this. That's why this is gonna be my last episode.
Okay.
You can't, man.
I can do whatever I want to do.
I haven't became Bobby Brown yet. Once we get that, I get to that Bobby Brown status, then I can
crack.
mess.
So
I can
mess. You halfway there. You halfway there.
Okay. Bow on the Bobby Tarantino. You guys give it 2 out of 5 stars.
1 star.
Down.
Okay, 1 star.
1 star.
Okay, please listen to it.
Only
I'd love to. If you want to put
Vision
in the comment
Beats
section what you think.
Yeah.
I think it's not bad.
Tell me if I'm
Please.
Okay, the next album is what, sir?
The next album is Snoop Dogg actually did a gospel album.
Now this came out today. What's today's date? March 16th. The Snoop Dogg gospel album.
Yes, and
loved it.
It is actually amazing.
It's really good. Bible of Love, is
yes,
this what it's called?
Yes.
Snoop Dogg's Bible of Love.
Had a ton of cameos in there also, like real gospel singers, and it's actually
I think it's features.
I mean, it's okay.
Cameos.
I love you
movies.
too. I just get lost in those eyes, man.
Make sure you know what it's.
I just can't get mad at you.
I want to make sure you understand that it's not. It's featured.
It's features, but
he did. I think Faith Evans was on there.
Yes.
A couple
Marvin
other gospel.
Sapp,
Marvin
Sapp.
Hammond.
Yes.
Fred Hammond. I haven't gotten that track.
It's so many songs.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yes.
songs. But that's Snoop Dogg's thing, though. He'll come out with like a 22-song album.
Dude,
you
it's
know?
amazing.
I think he's just an old man with a lot of time.
This morning I just.
It was better than that reggae album.
The reggae album was terrible.
And bumped it and rode all the way to work on it, man. And it was not a track.
It's a
on
good
there that was
grooving album.
I was surprised. It was really
It's probably one of the
good.
better gospel albums that I've heard.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you like gospel and you like Snoop, because he's not on every track. He's like every 3 tracks or so.
Right.
So check it out. That's a good album, too. Any
Actually,
more comments on that?
One of my top 10 greatest albums. I had to put it.
The year is still early.
List. I know. I'm just. It's number 1 right now.
It's top for a gospel album. I think you could put it up there because it's well
not too many.
Together.
Yeah,
it's quality, man.
Yes, it does sound
great
good
quality.
from beginning to end. Well, I haven't heard the Fred Hammond track yet, but I like what I hear so far.
I like it.
Okay, man. Last but not least,
we're going back to Black Panther.
Okay.
The Black Panther album by Kendrick Lamar. I loved it. It was all over the place.
It was all over the place,
definitely.
too.
But the movie was all over the place. So
no,
I
it
think
wasn't.
it
The movie was concise, straight and to the point.
Nah, the album was worse.
I don't. Do you really think
the album was worse?
The album was worse.
I did not particularly
think
care
of
for the
one
album.
track on that
King's
album.
Dead, is that the name
One
of that song?
track?
I can't even remember like one listening to one that
I like the King's Dead song.
That's it, and that's the one they're playing all the time.
think
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's right.
I think maybe instead of putting Black Panther on your phone, you should have been listening to that Kendrick album because it's really amazing.
How did I know you was gonna go back to my?
I'm a little Phoenix.
So what about that album did you
Name
like?
one track on that song on that album.
Right now it is not coming to me
because it's garbage.
Maybe it's just not memorable in that.
Yeah, but if it's your top album,
I mean,
name
Black Panther came out about a month ago, so just like I barely remember. Certain parts of the movie, the album, I bumped it for like 2 straight weeks, and then from now
you bumped it for 2 straight weeks and can't name a title, one song.
I mean, I'm kind of old, I do take
Now
Geritol every now and again,
But I thought it was an okay album.
It wasn't even okay. It
wasn't
bad.
Okay.
Would you listen to the album again, Jamal?
I would not. I'm done with it.
That's a
I gave it
bad
2
album.
listens. One in case I didn't think it,
and I did too.
And a second one just to reassure.
I actually think
album.
they're not being fair because it has some trap music on there, and they are not really fans of trap music. So I think the album was actually a 7 out of 10.
Well, I think he's leaning into that whole "I'm gonna hit you hard" with like some old school type rap, and then he just like flips it 3/4 the way in the song, and it sounds completely different.
But he
turns it upside down.
All his music.
I know, but I feel like the more albums I hear, he's doing it more and more. It's becoming more prevalent.
Yeah, he is definitely working.
More and more terrible.
You saying as an artist?
As an
That's
artist?
a terrible album. No, I love Kendrick Lamar. You
Okay.
know that. Come
Okay.
on, man. Don't act like
No.
I'm just saying, you kind of
don't act like you don't know.
You
me.
kind of
you
turn.
can't throw me out there and be like,
You guys-
really? You hate Kendrick
The
when you know
volume
how
is
much
getting
I
pretty
like
high.
Kendrick.
I was just saying you kind of turned on me with the Black
But you
Panther
can't
picture, so I thought
just
you was
because I don't
turning.
like an album don't mean I don't like the artist. I don't like the album.
That's fair to say.
The album was not put together well. It felt rushed to me. It felt like it had nothing to do with the freaking movie. If you're gonna make an album,
that part I can agree with.
At least make the album coherent to what the movie offers. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think it was I think it was way off. I mean, I just didn't get it. I didn't get it. I mean, I probably would have enjoyed it if I got it, but I didn't get the album.
Mm-hmm. I want to say I don't know where the album wanted to go either.
There you go.
I didn't
Hands
know
down.
what his direction was.
End of discussion.
That's the same plot of the movie, right? We didn't really
No,
know.
we know where he wants to go.
We knew where it was going.
Yeah.
So a couple of people died and somebody became king.
Okay, no, that's not
The movie,
it. That's not it.
We were talking
You
earlier.
saw the monkey
The
people
movie
in the
reminded
mountain.
me of a live action Lion King. I thought Lion King was better.
No, it's not
Wow.
the same. No. Yeah, the monkey
Wow.
tribe from the mountains that didn't like technology.
Wow.
The Lion King was better than Black Panther. I'm sorry.
They're not the same. One was animated with
Kuna Matata.
no, it's Matata.
Same
Gosh,
story.
you guys, I don't
Same
think anybody's
story,
going to trust
man.
your movie judgment when you can't get Hakuna Matata right. All right, this has been a Call a Brother podcast, guys. This has been really fun. Thanks for coming out and doing
Thank
this
you.
again.
Yes.
We're
yes.
going to be on more streaming services. Right now, check out our Facebook page at callabrother3, I believe is the email address, at gmail.com. And check us out on Facebook. Leave comments in the comment section. We're going to be on Spotify and Google Play Music. Hopefully, by the time you hear this, you're listening to it through those streaming services. Thank you, guys, and we'll talk to you later.
Holla.
Peace out. Fighting is growth.
Ryan Little.